snow day to some of you. The snow is starting to pile up in parts of western North Carolina. We'll have a live look from across the region.
That's right, John. In fact, 2 to 8 inches of snow being reported in parts of western North Carolina. Kind of depends on where you are. We'll talk about how long this will last in just a few minutes.
And are you a fan of that mini-series called The Bible? Well, guess what? We're talking live with the producers. WYFF News 4 at noon is next.
Well, that first camera, wherever that was not a snowy area.
It looked like it's a home security cam. Someone's trying. We just roll with it, guys.
If you want to pick one, there you go. Pick
Roll
one
with
that's got snow like the next one.
Yeah. This driveway.
Okay, slide back in. This is so cool.
Dale, still coming down, right? Okay.
We're a minute away.
YFF News 4, live in Weaverville.
Myra, thank you. We could definitely hear the wind going in that. Sean, if you're going outside, make sure you dress appropriately. While we focus on the mountains, this same weather has dumped a big mess from the Midwest to the Mid-Atlantic right now. NBC's Danielle Lee is in Washington, D.C. with more on the storm.
As large snowy flakes fell on Capitol Hill this morning, more than a dozen congressional hearings were canceled.
We all know the weather's inclement. It's getting worse, I guess.
The House of Representatives plan to shove 2 days of work and a vote on the budget into 4 hours. Parts of Virginia are bracing for the worst of this storm, possibly over a foot of snow. Tens of thousands of people have already lost power, and around the region, schools are closed. Along the Jersey Shore, communities damaged by Superstorm Sandy prepared for heavy floods.
We just don't want the property damaged anymore.
The storm is barreling through the east after dumping record snowfall in parts of the Midwest. Near Chicago, a roof collapsed under the weight of roughly 9 inches of snow. And in Tinley Park, a school bus lost control, crashing into apartments. Planes are departing from Chicago O'Hare Airport once again, but from Washington to Philadelphia and New York, flights are being canceled, bringing the overall total to at least 3,600 cancellations in about 2 days. This morning, Washington's Reagan National Airport was near
Snow, or a car accident. It's more like you get anxious.
Yeah.
So sometimes I come out way too fast out of the gate.
Yeah.
My producer, all notice. Even my wife texts me, she's like, "You're talking way too fast."
I'm anxious for you. I know.
We'll be all right. Hold hands.
Hold hands.
This is WYFF News 4 at noon in high definition.
I'm Sean Musrow in for Jeff Hart at this noon, and take a look at that live look. The western North Carolina mountains, part of which winter wonderland this morning. A live look at Glowing Rock in North Carolina, specifically Caldwell County. There you see some of the snow on the rooftop. It's still coming down. They're at about 3,800 feet there, somewhere around 4 inches of snow on the ground. Look at that shot of the field there. Over in Avery County, another blanket of white. This is the town of Seven Devils. Many of the school districts in western North Carolina closed today because of all that white stuff on the ground. And there are 4 inches of fresh snow at Sugar Mountain. SkiSugar.com webcam shows us the skiers are really loving and hoping there's more to come. But how much more is actually going to come? Meteorologist Dale Gilbert is the man with the answer. Hey, Dale.
Thank you, Sean. Well, the winter storm warning is in effect till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. We expect some more snow tonight and early tomorrow with the cold temperatures overnight. In northern Haywood County, you can see, northern Swain County, we're seeing a little snow into Tennessee. In fact, speaking of northern Haywood County, Maggie Valley's got 8 inches of snow on the ground, 6 inches in Bryson City, 2.5 fell in Franklin and Graham County. So really, as you get into the higher elevations, that's where the bulk of the snow occurred last night, and we'll see more action again tonight. So the winter storm warning, just meaning very tricky driving conditions will exist through tomorrow morning, and then things will improve as temperatures slowly climb over the next couple of days. But we'll see a little more accumulation tonight, and what has fallen overnight and early this morning and through the day today will linger for a day or so until those temperatures improve. Very windy right now. It's in the 26 range in Boone, 34 in Asheville, mid-40s in the upstate, but 20 to 30 mile-per-hour winds make it feel much colder. We'll talk more about an improving weather picture in a few minutes.
We have you covered on this March snowstorm here at WYFF. News 4's Myra Ruiz is actually in Weaverville, where she's seen sprinkles of snow all morning. So, Myra, I'm curious, how'd your drive up go?
You know, Sean, the drive was not bad at all. I'm told it was a little trickier earlier, especially in Buncombe County. We're hearing that there were a number of minor accidents, but as you can see right now, the traffic appears to be moving smoothly. Now, we're in the Weaverville area where they did not appear to get as much snow as Dale was mentioning. Maggie Valley, 8 inches. Also in the Madison County area near the Tennessee line, also about 8 inches fell there, we're told as well.
I'm Danielle Lee, NBC News.
All right, we're going to take a break from our weather coverage, but if you need anything at all, any more information, go to our website, WYFF4.com. We have all the weather coverage right there for you. Senator Lindsey Graham will introduce new gun legislation today in D.C. despite the snow. Last month, a woman with a history of mental illness was arrested after police say she bought a gun and then showed up in the carpool line of a Charleston school. She's accused of threatening several teachers and administrators. No one was hurt. Senator Graham said the incident illustrated a broken system. The legislation will call for more thorough background checks for potential gun buyers, especially those with a history of mental illness. Greenville County's Plain Elementary School is in the national spotlight. The Today Show did a live shot there this morning. They profiled the school's unique partnership with the Simpsonville Police Department. You see, community officer Justin Chandler does his paperwork at an office in the school instead of over at the police station. Doesn't cost the school or taxpayers anything for him to do that because technically he's not a school resource officer.
I've spoken to a couple students here that have, point blank said, I'm glad you're here. I'm afraid something like that might happen here.
If something happened, I would be a lot scared, but if we had a policeman, I would be a little bit not so much because he's like protecting us.
You can tell the impact he's already having. Officer Chandler is also a part of the School Improvement Council. There will be no lunch served today at a popular upstate restaurant following a fire last night. Firefighters were called at the Callahan's Family Restaurant in Piedmont around 5:30 last night. The Piedmont Fire Chief says when crews got there, they found heavy smoke and flames coming from the attic. The restaurant suffered heavy water damage as well during the firefight. We're told no one was hurt. The cause of the fire is under investigation. Changes could be coming to North Carolina's education lottery. A judiciary committee will debate new rules today. The bill would bar the lottery from calling itself the North Carolina Education Lottery and prohibit lottery ads or sponsorships with universities. The odds of winning a game's largest prize would have to be disclosed, not just the overall odds of winning a prize at all. When News 4 at noon continues, we've still got a lot more for you. The TSA is relaxing some rules about what's allowed on airplanes. We'll tell you what that is. And later, a lot of you have tuned into a new mini-series on the History Channel. It's called The Bible. Well, have you seen it? We're going to talk live with the producers of the show a little later in the newscast.
Heavy snow this morning is tapering off, but we expect some more snow showers later tonight and early tomorrow morning. A better weather picture coming, though, for the weekend. We'll talk about that, too, in a few minutes.
All right, we're going to head upstairs.
Okay, guys.
Do you have a teleprompter or are you just no
Yes, want to
question?
see it?
Yeah.
Y'all can come over here.
Do you get this copy beforehand?
Yeah, you get to read through it.
Okay, so you know where to pause.
pronounce all the words.
Yeah, it's on the iPad too, so story. So
Okay.
you'll see me look down right when I get to the end of the story. It's because I want to go ahead and see the first line of the next story.
Okay.
How does Dale know when to move his hand? Is he watching the TV?
Yeah,
Dale's
you
a
can
genius,
see
that's
the
why.
TV. He has a TV on each side,
Yeah.
so he can
see
see
those TVs.
himself in
He's
the
seeing
TV.
what you're seeing on air. The trick about being a meteorologist is you're looking at everything backwards. So I'm always impressed that they can talk off the mouth, whatever. Off the
No
mouth,
kidding.
and still look at something.
Yeah, why don't they just put a map up there? Well,
Yeah. Well, this isn't his first rodeo.
thanks, Dale.
Good.
Dale Gilbert. This is WYFF News 4 at noon in high definition.
Come back and we're going to cover the world with you right now. Venezuela is where the country has announced a recent warning for President Hugo Chavez, who died yesterday. Controversial politician lost his battle with cancer. A state funeral will be held on Friday. Many Venezuelans have taken to the streets to express their support for the former leader. The TSA will allow some previously restricted items, including small knives, back on aircraft. Having done so since 9/11. The change takes effect at the end of next month. Pocket knives that have Swiss Army knives with blades less than 2.5 inches long will be allowed. TSA says the changes reflect its overall assessment of risk to travelers and are in alignment with international standards.
Technical director Grace.
Good afternoon.
So we're all a team. to get all this on there.
And they choose what cut-ins or cutaways or whatever going in.
Yeah, so the director the director calls the show. The director says, okay, camera 2 ready, video ready, take, and the technical director actually takes the different camera directions.
Okay. I'm amazed that she had time to take a phone call in the middle of all this going on.
A lot of times when I would do the 6, it would be like crazy. Phones would be ringing all over the place.
Do you update stories as they're coming in? Oh my gosh. High stress.
Especially with breaking news. A lot of times with breaking news, you get a phone call, okay, a couple of shot, okay, we're going to take 10 live, and the next story we're going to take it live. So the producer finds out, okay, we've got breaking news, or we've got to change here. And the producer tells the director, audio, all right, here's what we're doing next.
Okay.
And then they execute it.
And the anchor just rolls with it. Just like whatever comes up.
The anchor, you'll notice Anna has her headset on. This is her ability to talk to everyone. So the anchor will get into, the producer will get in the anchor's ear and say, we've got a fire on Woodruff Road. There are no casualty reports. We've got a crew on the way. So the producer tells the anchor every bit of information that they need.
Does it pop up on their teleprompter as well? Or is this just something they ad lib?
If she puts it in. A lot of times if it's breaking news, the producer will try to write something in just so they'll have it. Other times they'll say, listen, if they're in the middle of saying, okay, we're on a fire right now, then Anna can say, all right, I just confirmed one person's dead. Then she doesn't have to put that in the teleprompter, they can ad lib it.
Oh gosh, okay. Such a high stress situation, I think. I feel.
It can be, because I get used to it. There's definitely times where you're just like, but it's great. It's a
I was
good
going to say, after it's over, you're probably like, that was awesome.
This is the best part in my world of the producer's day is they're spending all this time putting the newscast together. And then when you come up here, it could totally change.
Yeah.
You could have this major breaking news story and just say, all right,
So there's breaking news.
See, so she's on it right now. She's getting that info.
An accident involving a school bus on Williamson Road. EMS was called to the scene of that accident because of some injuries. Now, we don't know who was injured and to what extent. We're working on that, so stay tuned to WYFF4.com.
Oh my gosh.
Now, at the same time, an Anderson City police officer was involved in another accident, Bonanza. The amazing part is a story that's thousands of years old. Talking about the Bible, of course. We're joined now live from Los Angeles by a series of executive producers, Mark Burnett and Robert Downey. Thank you two for joining us this afternoon here in Greenville. First off, let's get to the record ratings, guys. Almost 5 million people watched the premiere on Sunday. Congratulations to both of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. And you know, it's now read on Lifetime. A total of 27 million people have now watched this movie.
Yeah, it's fantastic. And on Sunday evening on Twitter, the Bible was trending. It was the #1 trend on Twitter. So we're just so excited that it has engaged this country in conversation about the Bible, that they're getting to reconsider, re-experience stories that they probably read 100 times, and to get to see them in new, fresh, visual ways.
Let's talk about that. I mean, first of all, you've had huge success in our news market. There are people that have been talking about it. A lot of my friends were posting on Facebook and Twitter about it. So you're very well received in this area. But you know, talking about taking a subject matter that has been done before in TV and movies, how did you go about making it different?
She can't just let them go as long as she knows.
Oh, we took some advice from our teenagers, which said to us,
they're going along, their producer's going to be like, wrap it up or whatever.
We're used to the Hobbit and Lord of the Rings. Please don't make the special effects lame. That was the advice from the kids. So we got an Academy Award-winning special effects team, Hans Zimmer, to do the score.
If they go over their time, then Anna has to decide what she's going to do to make it this time.
It's like you really imagine how great
can't go over the names.
we've made it. So you can feel it.
Satellite, there's usually a satellite delay, but it looks like it's very low.
These characters in the Bible did not know they were in the Bible. They were people living their lives, struggling with the very things that we struggle with.
A couple years ago, several years ago, on Channel 7.
And so we wanted it to be relatable and
she got fired.
You want it to be exciting on the one hand,
She thought she was
scale
off
and
the
battles and big music, but on the other hand, they have the intimacy, connection, relationship, heartbeat. And I think we've achieved a great fullness with the series, and clearly people have found it. People are watching.
Can you super mark one
Yeah,
more
it's
time?
a good hire on the special effects person, for sure. You definitely bring it on screen. Now, you both have involved in a lot of other projects. Mark, you've got shows like The Voice, Celebrity Apprentice. Roma, you've done things like Touched by an Angel. How, was this a nice break from those usual projects? Was this that different for you?
It was great to work together. I mean, certainly, I think either of us could have done it alone, but you can also realise we are husband and wife, so we just spent 4 years shoulder to shoulder, not only being married, but working together every day.
Hey, I was looking for Janice.
And I'm happy to report that we're still speaking to each other.
That's hilarious, you two. I think,
Yeah.
I think I would have started off with my wife with the Bible series, and we would have ended up with something like Dungeons and Dragons. Maybe you guys should be applauded. Very good.
Listen, believe me, there were moments in there, but we made it through. It's a little bit like childbirth. You forget how hard the pregnancy was once you've delivered.
Sean's like,
and so we're
wrap it
very,
up.
very
Come on,
joyful
Luke.
this
Quit
week.
talking.
And we have some great episodes ahead. I mean, this next week's episode is going to show the walls of Jericho come tumbling down. Samson is going to regret that he ever met Delilah. And David is going to take on the giant
patted her on the
Goliath
back
with
to
just
say
a
we need to
slingshot.
wrap it
It's
up.
Yeah.
epic stuff.
The Bible series executive producers, happily married couple Mark Burnett and Roma Downey. Thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Our viewers will be checking in on the History Channel Thursdays at 8 all March for your show. Have a good afternoon, guys. We'll see the rest of you.
Thank you so much.
Live. We're going to see you right now because I'm going to read the next story. Being called a miracle history, it's stating once again 2 years after a tsunami in Japan wiped out everything around it. Next Monday marks the 2-year anniversary of the earthquake and tsunami that devastated
worrisome
Japan.
sometimes
You
if
might
you have
remember those
reported
frightful
on
images
live,
that
it's
were on
a
TV in the afternoon.
sketchy situation. I mean, we don't normally put reporters out of bars, you know, live.
The tree was severely damaged,
Right.
but still
So,
standing, and everything about it
it's
was
kind of the
destroyed.
reporter's
Preservation
job
group
in our
decided to
here
save
to
the
kind
tree.
of keep
They
watching,
need
make
to cut
sure
it down,
nothing's
treat the trunk,
Sad.
and
People
then
that walk behind
replant
him
it.
and flip the
They
bird or
dedicate
things
this
like that.
new tree later
and,
this
and I
month.
mean,
The
it's hard
Wall
for us
Street
to be
now will take a look at it down.
Right.
As you can see in this project's economy news, we've got the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P, all, what are they? Well, we got the Dow.